Good afternoon, students. Today we will solve remaining questions of practice set 1.5, and after completion of this exercise, we will move to our exercise 1.2, that is graph. And before starting this exercise, you must know how to solve linear equations simultaneously. Today I will make equations and you will do the solution of those equations by your own, and after solving you have to write your final answer and then click the pic and send it to me. Okay, let us move forward and do the next question. Okay students, let us see question number 4 of practice set 1.5. First see the question. The question is, the denominator of a fraction is 4 more than twice its numerator. Denominator becomes 12 times the numerator if both the numerator and denominator are reduced by 6. Find out the fraction. Means you have to find out the fraction, that is the ratio. So in this question you can see there are two variables which you can make, denominator and numerator. So let us call numerator x and denominator y. Okay, so what I have written in the solution, let us consider numerator to be x and denominator to be y. Now see the first line of the question. This is related to denominator. Denominator is 4 more than twice its numerator. So let us follow this line and make our first condition. Okay, so what is written there? First is what? The denominator. What is the denominator? Y. So we can write here y. Okay, then denominator of a fraction is means what? You have to put equal to. Now what is there? 4 more. 4 more means what? You have to add 4. 4 more than twice its numerator. So twice numerator means what? Twice of x. Okay, so our first condition is denominator is 4 more than twice the numerator. So we got y is equal to 2x plus 4. So let us simplify this. So if you take 2x to left hand side, it becomes minus 2x plus y is equal to 4. Call it equation number 1. Okay, clear with this? Now see second line of the question. Denominator becomes 12 times numerator. Means denominator is equal to 12 times numerator. But when? If both numerator as well as denominator are reduced by 6. That means you have to reduce both numerator as well as denominator by 6. And then at that condition you are getting denominator 12 times numerator. Okay, so let us simplify that. Denominator means what? Y, and you are going to reduce it by 6. So denominator becomes 12 times numerator, and you are reducing denominator as well as numerator by 6. So y minus 6 is equal to 12 times of numerator, that is x minus 6. Clear with this? You have to reduce both numerator as well as denominator by 6, and at that time only your denominator is 12 times of numerator if you reduce both by 6. So what I have done, I have reduced both the numerator as well as denominator by 6, and then we have got this relation, that is denominator is equal to 12 times, means 12 into numerator. Let us simplify this and make equation. So this is what? Y minus 6 is equal to 12x minus 12 6 is 72. Okay, so let us simplify it more. Keep your y as it is. Okay, and take 12x to left hand side, so that it becomes minus 12x plus y is equal to, see, minus 72 is there, then plus 6 will be there. Okay, so finally you can have minus 12x plus y is equal to minus of 66. You know why minus 66? Because if you subtract, you will get 66 and bigger number is negative. Now what you have to do? You have to solve equation 1 and equation 2 simultaneously. And you know y both are positive, so we have to subtract. So let us subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Okay. So subtracting equation 2 from equation 1. So if you subtract, see what you are getting. First write your equation 1, that is minus 2x plus y is equal to 4. And then you write your second equation, minus 12x is equal to minus 66. Now see, you are subtracting, that means what? You have to change the sign. So this minus becomes positive, this plus becomes negative, and this minus also becomes positive. Y minus y cancel. Okay, y minus y cancel. This is plus 12 minus 2. So 12 minus 2 gives you 10x. And in this case 66 plus 4 gives you 70. So if you transfer this 10, you will get 70 upon 10. And you know 70 upon 10 gives you 7. Clear? Transfer this 10 to right hand side so that it becomes 70 upon 10. And you know 70 upon 10 gives you 70 because 10 7 is 70. So in this way you have your x value. Now put the value of x in equation number 1. Okay. So let us do that. Okay. So placing x is equal to what? 7. Placing x is equal to 7 in equation 1. Now see, in place of x you are going to write 7. So minus 2 into 7. See this equation. In place of x you have to write 7 plus y equal to 4. Plus y is equal to 4. Now you know 2 7 ja is 14. Now transfer this 14 to right hand side. So this becomes 4 plus 14. And you know 4 plus 14 gives you 18. Okay. Now you have x value as well as y value. So you can write final answer, that is x7 and y18 which you got. And now what is the fraction? Fraction is basically what? Numerator upon denominator, right? Numerator upon denominator. Now you know what is your numerator, that is x, and what is your denominator, y, and what is the answer? X is 7, y is 18. So finally you got your fraction, that is fraction is 7 upon 18. Okay. So what we did, we have made two equations, and after making two equations we have solved simultaneous equation and we got the value of x and y, and at the end we got our answer, that is fraction 7 upon 18. See in the question what is asked, to write the fraction. So that is what I have did. Now everyone see question number 5. See the question. Two types of boxes A and B are to be placed in a truck having capacity 10 tons. Means what? There are two boxes, box A and box B, and those two boxes we have to put in the truck and the capacity of the truck is 10 ton. Then what is given? When 150 boxes of type A and 100 boxes of type B are loaded in the truck, it weighs 10 ton. Means 150 box type A, 100 of box of type B are loaded in the truck and it weighs 10 ton. 10 ton means what? 10,000 kg. 1 ton equal to 1000 kg. So 10 ton equals to 10,000 kg. Now second condition is, but when 260 of type A is loaded in the truck, it can still accommodate 40 boxes of type B, so that it is fully loaded. Find the weights of each type of boxes. Now in this case we are going to consider that weight of one box of type A is x kg and weight of one box of type B is y kg. And after that we will make two equations and then we will solve each equation and then we will get our final answer. Okay, so see what is the question. Find the weight of each type of box. Now let us see the solution. What I have written, let weight of each box of type A is x kg and that for type B be y kg. Means your box A gives you weight x kg and box B gives you weight y kg. Now see the first condition. What is written there? When 150 box of type A, see 150 box of type A and each box of type A weighs x kg. So the weight will be 150x and for this will be 100y and gives you how many? 10 tons means 10,000 kg. So by this we can write our first equation, that is, see the condition first, 150 box of type A means we are going to write 150x plus 100 box of type B, that is 100y, gives you 10 ton. So 10 ton means what? 10,000 kg. See, this is kg, this is kg, so this also should be kg. So that is why I have written 10,000. 10 ton we are not going to write, we are going to write 10,000 kg, so 10,000 only. Now see, in both all three cases you can divide it by 50. All three are divisible by 50, so divide it by 50. So you know 50 3 is 150, 50 2 is 100. Here also 50 2 gives you 100 and 2 zeros. Okay, what I did, you know now, divide by what? 50. Okay, now let us go to our second condition. Second condition, see what is there. When 260 box of type A, that means 260x are loaded in the truck, it weighs 10 it can still accommodate 40 box of type B. 40 box of type B means what? 40y. Again same, fully loaded means 10 ton, that is 10,000. Now see, in this case you can cancel 1 0 of each one. Okay, so cancel 1 0 of each term, that is divide by 10. So what you are getting? 26x. 1 0 is cancelled, so 4y, and here you are getting 1000. Okay, again you can see you can divide each by 2. So let us do that also. Divide by 2. So 2 1 ja, 2 3 ja, this is 2 2 ja, this is 2 5 ja, and 2 0. So here what we did, divide by 10. Now let us call this equation number 2, and in this case we have divided by what? 2. Now see, your equation 1 and equation 2 both are ready. What you need to do, you need to subtract equation 2 and equation 1. Subtract 1 from 2 so that this comes second. So let us do that. Subtracting equation 1 from equation 2. So your equation 2 we are going to write first, and then we are going to write your first equation, that is 3x plus 2y is equal to 200. You can see here your first equation. Now what we are going to do, we are going to subtract, so change the sign, all will be negative. Now 13 minus 3 gives you 10, 2y minus 2y cancel, 5 minus 2, 500 minus 200 gives you 300. Now transfer this 10, so that this becomes 10, 300 divided by 10, cancel 1 0, so you are getting x is equal to 30. So what does it mean? Your weight of box A is 30 kg. Now we need to find out y also, so let us do that. Placing x is equal to 30 in equation number 1. Now see what is the equation number 1, 3x 2y 100. So in this equation we have to write, in place of x we are going to write 30 plus 2y is equal to 200. So 3 into, see the solution, 3 into 30, because in place of x we have written 30 and remaining as it is. Okay, you can see your equation number 1 if you want, right? What we have done, in place of x we have written 30 and remaining as it is. Now you know 33 gives you 90. Now take this 90 to right hand side, so that this becomes 200 minus 90. Okay, now 200 minus 90 gives you what? 110, right? So 2y equal to 110. Now what will be your y? 110 upon 2, and you know 110 upon 2 gives you 55. Okay, so we got y 55 and x 30. So finally we can write our final answer. Therefore, weight of each box of type A, see, in this way we are going to write our answer. So weight of each box of type A is how much? That is x 30 kg, and weight of each box of type B is how much? 55 kg. That is your y value. Okay, now let us move to our last question of practice set 1.3. See the question. Okay, just see the question. Out of 1900 kilometer, Vishal traveled some distance by bus and some by aeroplane. Means total distance is how much? 1900 kilometer, and out of this distance, some distance by bus and some distance by aeroplane. So let us consider Vishal traveled x kilometer by bus and y kilometer by aeroplane. So what I have taken, x is the distance and y is also distance, but x is what? Distance traveled by bus, and y distance traveled by aeroplane. Now see the next part. Bus travels with average speed of 60 km per hour and the average speed of aeroplane 700 km per hour. So in second case, what is given? You are given the speed. So speed of bus is 60 and speed of aeroplane is how much? 700. It takes 5 hours to complete the journey. Now what is the condition? Total time taken is 5 hours. Now find the distance Vishal traveled by a bus. So in this case you need to find out the value of x, that is how much distance Vishal traveled by bus. Now let us see the solution. Okay students, let us see the solution. See what I have written. Let distance traveled by bus be x kilometer and distance traveled by aeroplane be y kilometer. So x and y are distance basically. X is distance by bus and y is distance by aeroplane. Now what is your first condition? Total distance is how much? 1900. So that means distance traveled by bus plus distance traveled by aeroplane, addition of both will be 1900, because total distance covered by Vishal is 1900. Okay, so first condition is very simple. Now for second condition, what is given to you? Average speed of bus 60 and average speed of aeroplane 700 and total time is 5 hours. So we need to take care of all three. So if you see, total time is 5 hours, and you know out of these 5 hours some time will be taken by bus and some time will be taken by aeroplane. So we need to find out how much time is taken by bus and how much time is taken by aeroplane, and after addition you will get 5. So we have to consider these all. And you know what is the formula of speed? Distance upon time. We are going to use this formula too. So let us see the solution. First, what is the formula of speed? That you know, speed is basically distance upon what? Time. Now we want to find out the formula for time. So transfer this time to this side. So it will be in the numerator and transfer this speed to right hand side so that it comes in the denominator. That is, we are going to get this formula. Okay, if you transfer this time to this side and speed to this side, you will get time is equal to distance upon speed. Now we are going to use this formula to formulate our second equation. Okay, so let us see what is the second condition. Again I am repeating, what is the condition? Average speed of bus is 60 and average speed of aeroplane is 700 and total time is how much? 5 hours. So already I have written total time, that is addition of time taken by bus and time taken by aeroplane. Now we want to find out how much time is taken by bus. See, we are going to use this formula. For bus, your distance is x and speed is what? 60. And for aeroplane, your distance is y and your speed is 700. Okay, so now we have our first equation. We are also having our second one, but this is not in standard form. So we want to make this equation in standard form. For that purpose, what we are going to do, cross multiply, simplify and make it linear. So let us do that. First do cross multiply. Okay, so this becomes 700 into x, so you are getting 700x plus cross of this gives you 60y. See, we have done cross this way and now this way also. Now see how to do this. 6 7 ja is 42 and you know how many zeros are there? 3 zeros. Got it now? 6 7 ja 42 and 3 zeros I have written. Now in the next step, this is 700x plus 60y is equal to, now cross of this also, that is 5 into 42,000. If you do this, see 3 zeros are there, 5 2s are 10, 5 4s are 20 plus 1, that is 21. So what you got? 700x plus 60y is equal to 210,000,040. So in this way you got your second equation. Now in this second equation you can cancel 1 0 of each term. So if you cancel 1 0 of each term, you are going to get 70x, 6y and 2 1 3 zeros. Now let us call it equation number 2. So this is your equation number 2, and your first equation was this one, x plus y 1900. So now what you have to do, you have to solve 1 and 2 simultaneously and you need to get the value of y. So what I am going to do, I will make coefficient of y same. So in this equation coefficient of y is 6 and here y is 1. So for that we are going to multiply first equation by 6. So multiplying equation 1 by what? 6. So what you are getting? 6x, 6y, 19 6i is 114. Okay, 96 are 114 and 2 zeros. So now call it equation number 3. Now subtracting equation 3 from 2. Now what is 2 equation? 70x, 6y, 21,000. Equation 2, 3 sorry, 6x, 6y, 11400. Now subtraction. 6y minus 6y cancel. 70 minus 6 gives you 64. Now subtraction here. 0 0. 10 minus 4 gives you 6. What is remaining here? 0. So that means 10. 10 minus 1 gives you 9. Right? So 9600. Now what will be your x? 9600 upon 64. Now let us do cancellation. 8 8 is 64. 8 1 ja 8, 1 is remaining, 16, 8 2 ja 16 and 2 zeros. Now cancel, divide it by 8 so that you are going to get your final answer. 8 1 ja 8, what is remaining, 4, 40, 8 5 ja 40. So finally you are going to get 50, 150. So you can write your final answer, that is distance traveled by bus is equal to 150 kilometer. Okay, so in this way I have completed this question also. Okay, now you can see the solution. It is very simple. Remember what I have used? I have used formula of speed, that is distance upon time, and then after simplifying we got our second equation, and then we have solved equation 1 and equation 2 simultaneously to get the value of x. See, in this question we are required value of only x, we don't need y, because in the question what is asked, what is the find the distance we shall traveled by bus. So that is why we are going to find out only the value of x. Okay, now what you need to solve equation solve all the questions 4 5 and 6 in your notebook, and in the next lecture we are going to learn graph. Okay, thank you, and remember, please keep your graph book with you in the next lecture so that you can follow my instructions. Okay, thank you.